بشنو سوز سخنم که نواگر این چمنم همه جان وطنم 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 همه با یک نام و نشان به تفاوت هر رنگ و زبان همه با یک نام و نشان به تفاوت هر رنگ و زبان همه شاد و خوش و نغمه زنان ز سلامت ایران جوان به اصالت ایران کهن ز سلامت ایران جوان.
What is going on, guys? Politics Gaming here, and today I am doing a new episode of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Today, basically, we are going to... I think this is going to be a pretty long episode today. Basically, we're going to get my inflation rate under 20%. Our economy is definitely starting to recover. We went through a giant period of a lot of overheating in our economy. Which was initiated by a lot of growth and a lot of spending that I was doing. It was pretty bad. So last episode we actually created a treasury reserve, but we did spend all of the money that we had in it because of we used that money to dismantle most of our nuclear power plants because they are a waste of money and they were not creating any power. So we got rid of them, and so we are building another one. So I think we're going to play for about at least a year. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing, and we're going to go ahead and get on the road. So here's the public policy for that. So what I'm actually going to do, good riddance, a heavy fine. It's always a heavy fine. So we are going to, for one, we're going to go ahead and definitely change up our country. We're probably going to change the national flag, and we're probably going to change the name of our country. I'm kind of thinking about the Federal Republic of Persia, but that would be a handful and it would like span all across here. So I think I'm just going to name it Persia, because that is the historical name of Iran. It was changed in 1979, whenever the Islamic Revolution happened. And the Grand Ayatollah ended up taking power and said, okay, well, this is what's going to happen, you know. And so he changed the name of the country to the Islamic Republic of Iran, and they've been the Islamic Republic ever since. Usually a lot of people call them the Islamic Republic. So we are going to change a few more laws. Tokyo 2020 is here. So we are gonna look at inflation. Inflation is continuing to go down. We're gonna go ahead and attend that, and we're going to, once we get our growth under, or inflation under 20%, we are going to, we're finding a lot of crap on Iraq right now. Financial aid to
our infiltrated scientific agent.
No. Does Iraq have nuclear? No, they don't. Approaching the Brethren of Islam. Alright, we're going to meet with them because, again, we are going to spot for more... we're going to destabilize Iraq. And we're going to use that opportunity to basically get a friendly government into Iraq. So 41 million, they have half of our population, less than half of our GDP. We're close to $1 trillion, while they're close to $250 billion. So Armenia, I actually heard some news out of Armenia. Armenia is actually going through a political chaos right now because the parliament of Armenia actually did not agree on a new prime minister. So the leadership in Armenia is actually being taken advantage of right now, and a lot of people are out in the streets. A lot of people are actually striking against the government because of this, and there's a lot of political instability going on in Armenia. So we're actually going to go ahead and do something for ourselves. We're going to go approach political groups in Armenia to take advantage of that situation right now in our own game, of course. We are... I think I'm going to go ahead and put some agents in Azerbaijan, and we're going to go ahead and dismantle. We're going to dismantle terrorist groups in the region. Russia, no. We're actually friendly with the Donbass rebels in Ukraine. That is odd. Maybe no, they didn't. They didn't actually make a peace agreement. I wish you could actually sponsor peace agreements between countries and rebel groups. You could like call it like the Tehran Agreement, and like the war would come to an end, and one of them would become a independent country. And I think it would have to be based off of your. I think it would have to be based off of your influence, world influence. And I don't know if I have a lot. HDI, I actually have a really high HDI. Russia has a higher one than me. Let's check China. We have higher than China. And let's check the United States. Obviously, they're way better than us. We can actually initiate a cyber attack against the United States. Who's someone we would actually want to cyber attack here? I'll cyber attack Pakistan. So let's go to launch a massive cyber attack. Let's see our values. All right, and let's go ahead and confirm that cyber attack and screw up the attempt to eliminate the head of government. Yes, we're going to do that. A lot of covert action going on right now. So let's continue to check on our inflation rate. Is going down. It just went down by a quarter. Just a week to go. And let's check the newspaper. Its journey has entered Japan after being passed by hands of thousands of real heirs. It's a model country for the World Bank. Speaking of the World Bank, we need to actually look to see what our debt situation is. We actually have no debt from the World Bank or the IMF. We can still go to them if we're going to go ahead and publicly support the IMF. Cyber attack against Pakistan. Alright, so let's see what the initial $1 billion has been costed to the Pakistani government. And we could actually launch a military cyber attack against Afghanistan because their Operation Huawei. Alright, the president of, or the prime minister of Iraq has been assassinated. We have 10 nuclear weapons. Prime Minister of Iraq has been assassinated. And we now have no more moles. So let's actually do something like that. Let's go to Iraq, since they have actually well, we're actually not going to be able to do that. Rig a foreign election. When is their election? 5/8/22, that's in 2 years. So we can Shiite Mullah movement, extreme right, center right independent, Free Front of the Iraqi Kurdistan, and conservative rightist. So we should actually have some relations with them because we share political ideologies, but, you know, apparently we don't.
Duly noted.
Duly noted. Copy that. All right, $3.6 billion costed against the government of Pakistan. Internet improvement. Good news, Mr. President. Our efforts in a matter of internet infrastructure has borne fruit. The average internet speed has clearly improved, which will change the day lives of our businesses, our administration, and our people. I didn't read that last part, but we're going to go ahead and give our administration a pay raise because I know they have been complaining about the... Alright, we see financial aid. How much
listening.
money do we
How much?
have? Okay, so we can give you probably $50,000.
The sum is a miserable amount, but it is the intention that...
Oh, kill yourself. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and give you
Fine. Magnificent. Right.
weapons. So we are now supplying the Iraqi rebels with weapons. Alright, so we terrorist funded. We can cease relations whenever we want. Financial backer is Slovakia, South Africa, and Iran, while we are the only country that is actually supplying them with weapons. Let's go ahead and put that to 50,000. Let's put that to 600. And let's put that to 20,000. National officials. Spy satellites. We can get a spy satellite. We need to get that. Alright, let's go ahead and run another citizen awareness campaign for cybersecurity, since more and more people are actually being more and more people are actually entering the internet. So let's actually go over to equipment and production, communication. Let's go to super high speed internet. Let's go to 0.1, the population. 0.3, 0.101. Who has the highest? Wow. 0.1, wow. Qatar and the United Arab Emirates actually have the highest. South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, China, apparently. What about the United States? 14%. All right. Government waste. All right, let's go to Iraq has refused construction of a pipeline law on airline tax. Growth is going down, so like this is all good news. Scheduled liftoff Mars 2020. Looks like our offshore power 0.02 or 0.2, and our offshore oil is producing a shitload of. Looks like a ship is stuck under there. How much are you producing? 28 million, 43 million, 40 million, 31 million, and 46 million. Wow. Lots and lots of oil in the Persian Gulf. Again, it would actually be a really fun scenario, like someone playing Iran, United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia, and there would just be this like complete fight over the resources. You could even go in, like Iran or the United Arab Emirates could just come in and try to capture this region. This would be the like cut off Saudi Arabia's access to the Persian Gulf. I call it the Persian Gulf. If y'all want to call it the Arab Gulf, like that's fine. Like I'm not getting into that. Like I mean, it's gonna offend someone either way. So I just call it the Persian Gulf because I mean, the Persian Gulf War. So that's what I call it the Persian Gulf. So we're gonna continue. We're gonna go ahead and skip about a week. That has to be at least a chemical attack. Currency 21%. is about to reach under our interest rates. Once it gets under our interest rate, I think it's actually going to really, really help out. Where interest rate is actually going to be able to do something against it. I could actually launch attacks against the Kurdish rebels in the north of Syria. I'm gonna come over here, head of state, communication, order and poll from the national census. Let's get voting intentions and opinion on actions committed by my government. Alright, survey completed. Let's go to head of states, communication, look at the national census. 48% of the vote. The National Shiite Party would actually get more of a vote. And independent movement would be the third largest if the election were held right now. So that's it. Social rating is the worst. A lot of people do not like my social rating. I think I can go ahead and change my policy on gay rights. So let's go to legislation on homosexual rights. I think this is the furthest I'm ever gonna go on homosexual rights. I can actually hold it to a referendum. So let's hold a referendum. No union, absolutely no union, but legal homosexuality. So I'm gonna hold that to a referendum. Very close referendum, 54 to 46. I may lose a little bit of popularity because of that, because of the morality question that comes in. But let's see that. Human rights, gay rights. People don't like that because I'm not giving them civil union or full-on marriage, but I'm at least still giving them some rights. So gay people would actually be able to do what they want without fear of being arrested. However, the discrimination is never going to stop. Threatens our course of action. Closing ceremony of the 2020 Olympics. What was that? Approaching terrorist group. So, I'm gonna launch a operational cell. I'm gonna launch a military cyber attack against Afghanistan. Cyber attack against Afghanistan scheduled. So let's disable their military. And I know this is going to screw with them. Sunni.
Our infiltration.
High density in the labs. I've been doing a lot for you guys. Come on. Growth 5.4%. GDP 800 billion. Price per barrel.
Strike. Our malware has infected the enemy servers and will bring chaos to their headquarters. This will completely disorganize their army for a while.
Alright, successful military cyber attack against the government of Afghanistan. Law on homosexual rights turnout was low. However, it is now legal to be gay in the Islamic Republic. Alright, it looks like we actually did disable their military. Their military is now being screwed up. Phobos US 5. Let's go to space research and let's go ahead and check on some of our space programs. Partner, increase the budget. I'm gonna increase it by about $3 million. Subdul Abdullah is still in effect. Yvonne, meeting request from the King of Jordan. Let's go ahead and meet with the King of Jordan. I've actually seen pictures of the Queen of Jordan. She's actually pretty hot. Hell yeah. Alright, let's go through and see what else we need to do. 20%, we're about to get our inflation rate under 20%. Great, great, great. International Monetary Fund. Neo book. Man. Police. Budget increase passed. Earned department will be affected by this. Crime rates, police per capita of 6 for every 1,000. Inauguration of a university campus. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sales, they want to sell me tobacco. So, sale price, purchase price. So we're going to go ahead and put that at 3,700 and go for 1,800 tons, which this will actually help me. So I'm actually going to accept this. We're going to go for 1 year. Up, okay.
Our country is...
Hell yeah. District police, political police, Security and Exchange Commission. Legislation, let's see this. International meeting. Wow, I lost popularity because of that. Arrest personality. Stock cameras. Automatic radars. We're in 0.8. We can actually go for 0.7. I can go for prostitution legal, but organized activities illegal. Let's go. Alright, let's go to health and social security. Let's see what else I can put more funding into. Let's go ahead and fight AIDS and fight cancer. Vaccination services, full funding. Services for handicapped, emergency departments, let's give that more funding. Psychiatric departments, let's give that more funding. Geriatric apartments and maternity, let's go ahead and give that more funding. Occupational medicine, modernization of medical equipment, let's give that more funding. And hygiene and maintenance of establishments. All right, that's a $250 million increase into our health and social security. So, center
The theory
right.
that says if E1 doesn't like E2 and...
No, not right now. My party's actually running really low in money. So I need to wait for the election to actually come around. Pakistan.
Our governmental cell...
Yeah, let's go ahead and put a mole into Pakistan. So... Energy. Fossil, nuclear. When is my nuclear power plant going to be completed? So, okay. Let's go to currency. 20.3%. Lack of spaces in the secondary school system. Approaching the jihadis. $20.7 billion cash surplus. Long-term stay in its space achieved. So what is... Hang on, I actually gotta check something. We actually have $6.1 billion of debt. Wow. I guess we incurred a little bit of debt because of the energy policy that I adopted. So we did not pay off our debt there, but public debt is very, very low. So I really honestly do not need to worry about it. immigration, we still have a massive surplus, and we're definitely going to be investing a lot of this money once our inflation actually starts to take a dive. Because once I get my inflation rate under 20%, I think I'm actually going to
You've changed.
cover in danger. Hang on. Never seen this before. Coming from Iraq, indicate. Yeah, let's go ahead and repatriate him. Bargain concluded. So next time we put agent number 1 somewhere, we're gonna really help. That's whenever we're gonna like take out their chief of staff. You know, we're gonna like attack them or something like that. Saudi Arabia, you know, is a good target. Iraq is a good target. Armenia could actually be a good target, or Turkmenistan could be a good target. What's with you? $41 billion, 5 million population, is a republic. Really strong currency there. National deficit negative 7%, while we have negative 15. Inflation 4.93%, while ours is 20.09. So again, our inflation is actually about to start taking a nosedive, which is good news for the Iranian economy. We are going to threaten our course of action. I think I'm going to go ahead and play to the new year. Scandal and collateral damage. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and cover that up. Alright, so let's go ahead and change a law. Culture. Criticism of the state, respectful of institutions. I am going to go for a reform. Let's go for Iranian cultural reform. Respectful beliefs for the religions. Right, create the reform. Criticism of the state, respectful of institutions. 82%. Controls and censorship for violence and erotism and pornography. We're going to go ahead and add that to the reform. Controls and censorship. Alright, 82%. So let's go to the next day and see how that reaction is. Human rights, everyone likes that. Culture, media, majority religion. Does not like that law on the religion. But that is going to really help us out in becoming more democratic and more free. Concealment fails. Oh boy.
The team encountered.
So what's going on? So let's go to justice. Let's go to prisoners. Haji. Intermediary. Whoa. Oh. We have these guys from the terrorist group, Iranian Democratic Action. So let's actually go to here. And we can actually intervene in the Ghana election. We can intervene in Lithuanian election. And we can intervene in the Montenegro election. We can also intervene in Puerto Rico. Let's do something in Puerto Rico. Workers for Socialism. 49. What's our relations with Puerto Rico? Independence Rally, 5%, 1%. Workers for Socialism. Let's hurt there. So let's see our chances at this. We're actually going to be able to do it if they have enough crap. Who else can we do it to? Romania, Tanzania. What's our relations with Tanzania? I doubt we're going to be able to do it against them because they are an African nation. Not a lot of internet, and I don't know their overall stats on that. Let's look at Yemen. Yemen is still at war. Saudi Arabia, the governments of Saudi Arabia. Wait, Saudi Arabia is defending the territory of the Yemeni. Oh, okay, yeah. So the governments of Yemen and Saudi Arabia are actually still at war. According to, it is a democratic bill. All right, price per barrel. All right, let's check this currency. Nice, we have gotten our inflation under 20%. It, as I predicted, it is beginning to actually it is beginning to fall rapidly. Let's see. These are the areas that I can actually build a trade. $14 billion for a Tehran-Baghdad thing. Telescope is going to launch, so take place in 1 week. Iran Space Center. Alright, so we're going to see that. Economic Cooperation Organization takes the mickey out of police officers. Oh! I really don't like police officers. Oh! Alright, so let's go for a port. Or we can wait until our next debt payoff. So let's go here. And then as soon as we legalize pornography, I'm actually going to introduce a tax on it. Maybe at least 25% at minimum. 15% at minimum. 25% is probably going to be the goal. If I'm not able to do that, like right off the bat. Because probably what's going to happen is that
analysis coupled with the
jihadist caliphate. No, I'm not going to fund the jihadist caliphate. Looks like Syria and Iraq have actually taken them out. So let's go to Shiraz. Oh, this is my partnered thing with the Russians. I'm actually going to check the file for it whenever we're done watching this. See if there's any failures. Alright. Got liftoff. Everything going good. Usually around the middle of the launch is whenever something should go wrong. Because it only happened to me once. Alright, so right here is where something should blow up. It has not blown up. Cultural reform has passed. Hey, look at that. We can see it. Boy. I'm going to check. For one, I'm going to look at this.
The vote was held and...
Alright. So let's go to our taxing. And let's go to creation. Alright, so here we are. We are now able to tax the pornography industry. So we're going to go for a max right now of 10%. So let's see what that is. Everyone loves that. So as soon as you legalize pornography, the first thing that you can actually do is just say, "Hey, I'm gonna tax that shit." All right. Once we get that 10% tax in, we are going to probably increase it again. All right, 19.13% is our inflation right now. Once it gets to about 15 or 10%, I'm actually going to lower the interest rate. Or I can lower the interest rate once it gets under 10%. Assassination of Mohammed Hossein Movan. Was that a cabinet member? No, it was not, so we're good on that.
Our agents that have...
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and dismantle them. And happiness declines in Iran. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and change the name of our country. And I'm going to change the flag of our country. Let's go to country. Choose a new capital. I can change a capital if I want to. The most likely candidates would probably be Shiraz. Keep it at Tehran, or I would put it at Bandar Abbas. When is the presidential election? (5/23/2021). You know what? Actually, I'm gonna do it then. I'm gonna change the country name, and I'm gonna change the flag of the country to I'm gonna change the name of the country to Persia, and then I'm gonna change the flag of the country to this. I'm stuck between these two, but the only difference is that, of course, there's a lion on this. This is a historical flag, but I could actually go to this. I named it Democratic Iran. It's just 3 colors, green, white, and red. And then there's this one with the lion on it. I could go for this one again. So this would actually be a really cool concept of what I could do to change the flag of the country. And then the name of the country would end up becoming Persia, or I could call it the Republic of Persia. Once I actually change one of these like governments, religious regime, let's actually go to religion and go to state power. I can go for... Let's go for this. Influence of the official religion in state announcements. That's comparable to the United States. Let's hold it to a referendum. 86% of the country believes that we should do that, so we're going to go for it. Confidential information. Human rights. Majority religion does not like it, though. Intention to secretly produce nuclear missiles. Of course, they are a nuclear state. We're probably not going to do that unless we just want to build, like a pipeline through them, which we probably might do. So we could actually invite them in for a meeting, threaten to release that, and then they would allow us to build a pipeline through them, or they would just allow us to build maybe a military base in their area. Most likely it would have to be a Navy base. I played Pakistan one time, and I dismantled all of these because they have a very, very small navy. And I actually need to check my navy. We have Karg Island, 129 million. Here's my navy base. 5,800 soldiers are based there. My entire navy isn't based there. I could actually implant... Yeah, I'm going to do that. This is the first time I've actually ever built a military base in my game. Navy, Iran, and let's go for $2.5 billion. Get that done in 4 months. We're going to build this inside of the Strait of Hormuz. So we're going to build it right here. Yeah, let's build it right there. Alright, that's cool. Deep, deep inside of the Strait of Hormuz. This one is based outside of it, and then we would not be able to project our naval power there. Unless we want to cancel that construction, can we? Yeah, we can. We can cancel that construction and actually build the base in Bandar Abbas. They already have a port, which I was planning on building. Currency 19.13%. So let's keep going. Let's go ahead and get through the terrorist leader known by the Secret Service. Alright, so let's go to Secret Service and let's go to terrorist. Kurdish resistance. Oh shit. I didn't mean to do that. Place under surveillance, place under surveillance, and place under surveillance. Place everyone under surveillance. I always do that. Because we can actually do something with our intelligence services instead of, Wait, I already have a report on one of them. Apparently. Oh, apparently not. Law on attacks of the pornography industry, so, okay, so that one's going into effect. What is the next one that I can actually increase it to? I can keep it at 10% for now, and then once I do another tax reform, I can just use that as leverage to try to get a reform passed. Looks like our surplus is starting to go down, most likely because of inflation. 24, 13%, 7%. Value added taxes at a straight 20%. Population, age curve is actually pretty healthy. Life expectancy, wow, is going up. Very, very good. Urbanization rate is up to 70.13% out of 69% from last time. HDI is going up, and our GDP per capita is at 10,000, but it has flattened out over the last year. Gross national happiness is 6 out of 4. Let's check you. This is your new president. Next election's 537 days. We can actually go ahead and intervene in them. Let's actually see fiber optic. Okay, let's just see. Internet users. Wow. Well, we're not going to be able to do anything unless we fund a third party. We're going to do a lot of fundraising in our election period because we actually need to do something about our thing. Airports have actually been completed. 50 million passengers and 10 million passengers at this little regional airport. We can build actually another one so we can actually continue to interconnect our cities. 2 million in Mashhad, so actually they would deserve a little bit of connectivity. We can build a highway. Let's build a main highway. Let's connect them to Tehran. $5 billion. Let's actually put that at $5 billion. It's going to cost 27 months. It's the quickest we can get it done. Okay, let's put that at under... Okay, let's get that done in 20 months. $2.5 billion. They're probably going to say, oh, well, this was a bad... Yeah, see? Not very judicious choices. Well, whatever, because... I don't know if it's because of the regions or the development of those regions, but, I mean, there's a big-ass road going from Tehran all the way to the most secluded area in the Persian nation, so everything looks good on the Shiraz, which actually reminds me I actually need to check on the Shiraz, because I don't know where the Shiraz is going. Oh, here it is. Artificial satellite. Oh, that's the Kerman Mashhad. Rafar 1 space habitation module. Where is the Shiraz? Where are you? Shiraz. Oh, there you are. End of mission 11/30/2020. So we're almost about to be done. So actually, I'm going to see reduce staff if we lack manpower in our field and are able to ensure quality service for the citizens. We should do something. Alright, I'll do something in a minute. Under $1 billion space telescope, and we are going to benefit with the Russians on diplomatic relations for this. So let's get Turkey, opening of the pipeline. Where did I build a pipeline? Oh, I built it to Turkey. Built it all the way to Van from an oil well, 26 million tow. I can go through Azerbaijan. I can build a pipeline all the way to Belarus, and then I can build it to, like, majority religion, power on the power of religion. Turnout was average. So let's go ahead and check our thing. Still a religious regime. Still the Islamic Republic. Oh, man, I need to... Let's go ahead and go to the end of the month. And... 12/1. Appearance by the president. Religious regime. Next election is in 173 days. So... 14 nuclear warheads. What is our current thing on nuclear weapons? Produce nuclear missiles in secret. 20 nuclear warheads. So let's go ahead and actually check that. These are strategic allies. We can actually align with Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Turkey. Serbia likes us a little bit. Cuba and Nicaragua actually likes us a little bit. Purple means surrender. We can go through here. Yeah, I could probably get a pipeline through there, and then I can, like, deliver oil all the way to Palestine. I don't even know if Palestine would even need oil. Syria, I could actually, like, invest in a little bit on them. Let's see if they actually need oil. Let's see. Oil. They need a little bit of oil, actually. They would actually like some oil. Natural gas. Yeah. Maybe it would be a good investment for an oil pipeline. Let's get them to see if they want to accept an oil pipeline. Start building an oil pipeline. Let's go back to energy and let's ask authorization for building an oil pipeline. Definitely wouldn't want to build it all the way to Egypt because apparently Egypt doesn't even need oil. We could build it to Libya, and then Libya would definitely be able to use it. But that's a long ass oil pipeline. Jesus. Build it all the way from here, go through Turkey, go through this area right here, eastern Aleppo, and then just stop it right there. Oh, Kobani's actually overtaken by them. And then once we actually get an oil pipeline in there, we could actually declare war on the rebels because we're actually protecting our own strategic interests in the region. And we could insert commandos into these cities right here. There's only a couple thousand. I know that for sure. 39,000 fighters. If we wait, they're probably going to be able to get into a regular military fighting force. So that would be unfortunate. Oh, okay. This is just the Shiraz program.
The mission.
Alright, mission success. Released. Possibility of cyber attack against Turkey. Alright, so good for diplomatic relations between us and Russian Federation. Strategic alignments are good. Culture, eroticism, pornography. Events, national days, budget. Alright, let's check our inflation rate, 18.37%. Alright, so let's see if Syria has
This
refused.
country
Pipeline. So let's see why. Apparently Assad is not in the power anymore, except that the military is actually in power. Religious, still religious. God damn it. $18 Shiite. Complete religious freedom. Religion. Subsidize a religion. Could actually... Who's the biggest one? Shiite. I can go ahead and start subsidizing the Shiites. Let's go ahead and see how that reaction is. Public finances. People don't like the public finances. Pakistani government bought 2 nuclear missiles from the Philippines. Why the hell does the Philippines have nuclear missiles? So let's go to security. Let's go to nuclear warheads. And we're actually being on the map as a formidable nuclear power. We have 15 nuclear weapons. We're the 9th biggest nuclear competitor. So now we just need to go all the way up to 100 nuclear weapons because so we can actually have a formidable nuclear force against Israel. Because Israel would probably strike the living hell out of our nuclear facilities. Alright, so 256. I think I'm going to go ahead and go to completion of that. And that would actually be really good to end this off on. Pope Francis has died at the Vatican. Current popularity 0, of course, because he's dead. Big smile on his lips. Alright, so we're done with that. 60 days, so 40 days.
Our info.
Nah, I hate doing nuclear accidents. It's just like... It's just so bad. Industry... Holy shit. This is a problem. What is our biggest trade deficit? What in the world happened? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start privatizing a little bit of these. What? It's because we have a contract, I think. No. Okay, electrical materials, I am going to completely privatize them. Because that is complete ass right there. $1.3 billion trade deficit. And now, 3 years later, we have a negative $1.2 trillion trade deficit. And our trade balance is negative $1.19 trillion trade deficit because of electrical materials. We are going to pass that. That's going to be done at the exact ending of the year. So we are going to privatize electrical materials.
Your social policy has backfired.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The rebels have
Alright, so let's go over here. It's all because I wanted to privatize. Yeah, if there was a negative $1 trillion trade deficit, yeah, I think there would be complete outrage. And apparently over the last year it's been going down and it hasn't notified me. I mean, I wish there was a way for it to notify you and say, "Hey, like there's something going on in your sector. You need to take action before your
we have subdued the
sector
rebel
collapses."
movement. There's no more
So let's go to the end of the year. Go to the privatization of the electrical material area, and let's go to service, see what's going on here. $200 billion trade balance, positive trade balance surplus. Verdict is announced. Heavy fine. Liberation. So we're preparing for a strike soon. Should actually come in by the next week. Here we go. Strike. 110,000 people are out.
we have strong
Alright, looks like the Democratic Action is actually taking advantage of the situation. Well, it looks like we're not going to be able to do anything. Because I have no evidence against any of them. Strike against the government's liberal policy. $98,000. Members threaten distributing political leaflets. $53 OPEC price. I'm thinking about leaving OPEC, but I would have to hire another person to run my foreign ministry because they would leave. They would say, "I can't believe you would do something like that, so I'm going to leave." All right. Chemical industries sector, a complicated calculation.
The bill
It's probably going to say something like that to me once I privatize public finances. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get them out. Alright, it's probably getting all that money because of back to normal. 10 days, you made an official appeal. Donations from other countries, $135 million, so we're not really getting a lot of money from other countries anymore. Hang on.
your social policy.
Go do hell. I'm gonna arrest your ass.
The sale of our shares in this sector is a good thing for public finance. On the one hand, it will let us bring in substantial funds right away. And on the other hand, it lets us cut off a rotten branch that has caused additional losses in the state's budget every year.
Yeah, that's exactly why I cut it off. So let's go to there. I'm probably gonna have to do an all-out privatization of my industry. I would get a lot of people pissed off at me because of it. Electrical materials. Alright, trade balance is starting to recover. I still have no idea how a sector like electrical materials would go to. Alright, it looks like we got a $70 billion in our treasury, accumulating at 11% interest.
Here are the GDP and
Alright. So our growth is at 3.2%. That is actually why we're losing a lot of revenue. I don't know how. No, we're not going to do that. Watch out for growth. I already read that. Trade balance again is starting to recover. So let's go to here. Let's see where you are at. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and arrest the main leaders because I'm not gonna allow for any more strikes. Alright guys, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. There's no time to beat around the bush. You should present yourself as a candidate. You wish. Yes. Alright, so risen to 22.5%.
Here is our growth forecast for the end of the year based on calculation.
An average figure. Big poverty with satisfactory level. A lot of people are dying. Let's attack Israel. Stagnating at 4%. So we're going to go to the end. 12-13. There's no riots going on in Tehran, is there? Nope. Alright, so we're deploying the police. Once we get this done, I'm going to go ahead and call it in for this episode. So, under lock and key. Should not be a problem for a while. So, let's go to Justice. Kajid in prison for 3 months. Current popularity 62%. Waiting judgment. Offense. We got a lot of prisoners actually. Just 2 terrorists and a union member for breaking the law. Proposal on abandoning death penalty. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it in for this episode, yeah. Guys, if you like this, go ahead and leave a like. And subscribe to the channel if you are actually new here. Ideological betrayal and heavy-handed intervention by the police puts an end to the strike. Our intervention was previous and several violent backclashes took place. We succeeded in stopping the main leaders of the movement, but several of our men were injured. The crowd was dispersed by force and not without the same resistance. The strikers deplore your action, accuse the government of suppressing the right to strike in Iran, and announce, I quote, your tyranny. The situation is under control, but remains tense. Tax increases, ideological betrayal. So guys, if you like this, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. And in the next episode, we're going to see the elections go on for the presidential race in the Islamic Republic. This is going to be the last election that will be held in the Islamic Republic. And as soon as we win the next election, we are actually going to call for the change of our national flag, and we're going to call for the change of our nation's name. So, for one, I'm actually going to check this. 48%. Oh, 58%. So, elections, program, candidates. Electing. Oh, shoot. Can I go for 1 turn? Well, actually, 2 turns it cuts off. Like, we just need to get in the top, like, 2 or 3. So I'm going to leave it like that, and then we're probably just going to change it afterward. So, guys, again, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, take care.